Hey, good day. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Current blood sugar is at 8.9. I have 2.1 units of active insulin still in my body, still running off the morning's calibration. And we've kind of look here that I've gone up and having my system work and give me the corrections. 0.16, 0.625 units that try to correct and bring my blood sugars down. We are quite tight here, being at 9.9, but I haven't crossed in. So on yesterday's video, I kind of made stipulations that trying to control my blood sugar better, based on a comment that my diabetic nurse made, and it wasn't said in any sort of negativity or you have to do this, boom, 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 that I was doing well, but there's some things I could do better. So let's start taking a look at the blood sugars here. At least I am not over the hump mark. The highest I've gone to this morning has been 9.9. So that's a good win. I'm sorry, did I get rid of that? Time in range, 65. This is exactly what it was. 35% is above 10. Below in time in range, 16 hours plus. Yesterday was in range. This little number down here, average sugar in millimoles, is at 10.8. So I think that's my first target. We got to start bringing that down, and we got to stop trying to force blood sugars, meaning stop taking insulin, suspend pumps in an emergency. But we're going to discuss things. Today I want to discuss, why no cure yet? We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Type 1 diabetes has always been difficult. We've lived our life trying to defeat something that up till now hasn't been defeatable. We're getting closer, but there's still no magical cure. It's not like, my appendicitis. And with an appendicitis, you can clear things, you can do so much more. You can have an operation, it'll cure it. Type 1 doesn't do that. Now, something I would like to add here, just one second. This picture represents the total number of new cases in the world of type 1 diabetes. So while we have these numbers and we're part of the Western world that has the higher number of diabetes, Canada has launched a joint feature with JDRF Canada to make diabetes treatments more prevalent in Canada. And by doing this, we can maybe get drugs for people who have had parents who are diabetics, who may be showing a certain gene that this drug can stop and hold off diabetes. Again, it's not a cure. It's hard to say when a cure, and I know because I've been on the receiving end of these terms for years. Oh, in the next 20 years. I've noticed lately it's come down, and now people are saying in the next 5 to 10 years, diabetes will become less prevalent. Well, that's great. But years ago, the glucometer became part of our diabetic culture because there was a demand. Diabetics want to know their blood sugar without having to go to a lab. They were also tired of doing urine tests. The medical establishment was saying, and rightfully so, that we would have to take control for our diabetes. And you know what? They're probably very right. Studies have shown, and studies are part of research, that keeping our blood sugars within the normal ranges can stop complications. It can allow you to live a lot better lifestyle. Even if you have complications, keeping your blood sugar within normal reduces the stress that your body feels. And I know personally, and I know a number of you would feel the same, that when you're under stress, your diabetes numbers can go through the roof. But why isn't there a cure? When I was diagnosed, we're doing an awful lot of research in Canada. And they're out there researching. We just hear the most promising. I don't know, about 10, 15 years ago, stem cells were going to do it. Well, they found stem cells could only help certain people, and they were only doing them on certain types of people. Then came, I think it was called Exo, a patch that, a little pouch that would be put under your skin where they could inject insulin in, and you would utilize this. I haven't heard anything about it. I was going to do a video about it. We were going to hear about it shortly. Haven't heard anything else about it. Could have hit a stumbling block. Could still be in final testing. I don't know. It's not sort of like, oh yes, we found the cure here. Look at this. We'll get it out to you tomorrow. It has to go through safety guidelines. And I know if it was a cure and saying, oh yes, I want to be part of that cure, it seems like you have to always make it through a selection process. You have to do this, and it's always, well, you're way too far out to be helpful. You know how that makes us feel. But I guess it's for the betterment of all diabetics. People thought years ago that getting type 1 diabetes wasn't called type 1 back then, it was called juvenile. That getting that disease meant the end of your life. No one thought there was going to be any help until Dr. Banting and Dr. Bess came up and discovered insulin. And then the world of diabetics has changed. While insulin was a great discovery, it isn't a cure. And we need to have a cure. So I would say get out there and get it done. Once it's available in most countries, that is when you will truly see diabetes drop. How can we help? Well, we can help by, if there's a research coming up, applying and saying, hey, learn about what studies are out there and how you can help out. There are maybe a limited number of studies that are in testing, and it's important to remember you can really only be part of one test. You can't be part of more because drugs can interact. I was on, I think it was for retinopathy. I was up for retinopathy, got turned down. I was also up for another drug and was turned down. Stem cells, I was turned down. And now a drug to put off heart problems, it came about. So offer yourself up if you feel comfortable in your religious beliefs and allows you to do that. It's important. Everyone wants a cure, but they just want it given to them. I think we as a diabetic community need to be available and to be open to offer our services. Then we can all jump for joy and felt we had a little part in solving the diabetic mysteries. There are so many different roads that could lead to the final answer. I know for years ago, they were looking at bacterial infections could cause diabetes. I had a viral, and there were patients, new diabetics, that were given antibiotics because they thought that could cure. Didn't come out to not cure, but reverse diabetes. That never came as part of our culture. I think you don't necessarily get diabetes from what we eat, but an awful lot of type 1 diabetics are overweight. And if that's the case, some weight loss, and we've talked about weight loss and how difficult weight loss can be. But maybe watch what you eat. It started off as the 80-20 rule. Now we're at the 90-10 rule. Watch what you eat for 90% of the time. 10%, you can go wild and get your right carb counting and utilize it. Don't say, oh, diabetes is hopeless. I'll never get a cure for it. You can get a cure. You can be a part of it. Diabetes is never hopeless. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. Find out what research is out there going on. Help out. raise funds for diabetes awareness, diabetes testing. The big ones helping out right now are the CRA and this JDRF Canada. With that, I'm now calling it. Have a great day and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.